We see an expert to check up on our health. We see an expert to check up on our car. Why don't we do the same with our finances? Jump online and book a free personal financial health check with Jeff Bowman from Wealth by Design. Knowledge is power. Follow the link on edgeradioaustralia.com. Design a future for you and your children. And your children. By Design. Wealth by Design.
It's Edge Radio Australia, Wealth by Design. We just saw that little promo there. I'm going to get promo, mate. Too many vowels, too many consonants for me right now. We have a great guest today, but I'm going to introduce the fellow beside me, of course. It is Jeff Bowman, Wealth by Design. Good to see you, buddy.
Well done, Aaron. Very good to see you.
I don't know why you're saying well done. I just fell over my words.
I knew you'd get there eventually.
Do you know why?
We had every faith.
Oh, look, do you know why I probably did it? I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because we've got someone here today.
You're in awe.
Normally, well, it's not that. It's fear. What it is. Because normally when someone calls HR, I'm in trouble.
Oh.
Okay, come on. So I'm already stumbling over the words. Let's get into the intros because this fella, I tell you, he's got a lot to offer.
We are very fortunate today, Aaron.
Absolutely.
We always pick the cream of the crop for the talent in here, as you know. And so we're just delighted, customers and members and viewers, that the mighty and highly credentialed Drew McGregor is here today as our special guest. And Drew has a company called MyHRPro.
Right.
And you're right. HR. Whoa, we've got a problem.
Hang on.
But no. So we're going to get lots of good news today from Drew. I met Drew through one of our business connections. Okay. And as you know, they're all linked in, these small business operators, and looking at pursuing that sort of fantastic sort of Japanese little cultural thing of pursuing excellence and continuous improvement.
I agree. I see that up on the screen at your office there. And what is that word again?
Continuous improvement and money never sleeps.
Oh, no, I know all that.
You mean Kaizen?
Yes, I want to know what it is in Japanese.
Yeah,
so come on. Really,
that's exactly what it is.
I want to be flash and be bilingual here.
No, it's okay, mate. We'll at least two Japanese words today. But no, look, a working example of Drew. So, Drew, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
thanks for coming.
To be here.
Really good to see you. We're trying to get Drew in for a while, as you know.
For sure.
And he's a busy man. He's either in Hong Kong or he's bloody in the East, but he's spent a lot of time in Hong Kong, this bloke.
Okay.
He's got big international clients. In fact, I'm just brushing up on these pedigree.
Right.
Like ex-corporate guy at Pepsi.
Pepsi, small company.
You might not have heard of it.
No. Very, very qualified, Master of Sociology, Bachelor of Arts, worked in Asia, Africa, all over the world. Serious operator,
absolutely.
But Pepsi wasn't his biggest customer he worked for. He worked for Jardines in Hong Kong.
Oh, really?
How many? 500,000 employees.
500,000 employees.
Yeah. So I always like to have practical examples of the people I've been dealing with our guests, Aaron. And I know you're talking to Drew earlier about how he helped out one of our clients out of a medical practice.
Right.
And I just ran into the owners at a social function one night, and they were just confirming, what I was doing, and I was confirming a bit of an old chat over a glass of wine. And they said, "Oh, Jeff, you've got no idea a problem we've got at the moment." I said, "Oh, what's the story?" He said, "Well, we've got this medical practice, we've got a few doctors and we've got a few receptionists, we've got this and that. But we've got a receptionist that's actually got a mother who's actually a senior manager role in the so, and this is the owner saying, look, the owners we gave this girl a job because it was to help her out and sort of introduce her back into the workforce.
Right.
So a bit of the family help each other out. That's what we try and do, right?
Well, it's a nice thing if you can do it. Yeah,
absolutely. And of course, but this girl had a few sort of substance abuse issues and so forth in the past, and this started to come back and started to cause major grief with the staff in the business, like out of control behaviour in front of reception people. Not just staff, but bloody patients lining up to go, and gosh, what's going on here?
Well, this is already damaging your business, obviously, but the politics of it, of course, because you look at the mixed politics you've got there.
It's messy. It's messy.
So you got to bring someone in, right?
So they said, yes. I said, Jeff, you seem to know a few people. I said, I've got the right bloke. So I was actually at a wedding in Melbourne, and I thought, because we're always working, right? So I bloody phoned this bloke up. Said, Drew, give me a call, because he wasn't available. He's always busy.
Right.
And he phoned me back just before one of the speeches. I'm going, oh,
Timing's
geez.
brilliant.
So he puts Drew on speaker.
And I did the speech.
Yeah,
And-
mate, you're very talented. What can I say?
We're just going to bring on Drew. You blokes sit down over there.
Oh, dear.
But anyway, so I gave him the drum. Anyway, after that, all I heard was I met these people socially later, like about 3 months later. Drew did say, he phoned up and say, thanks for the intro. I've got a meeting with them. And I said, mate, it's up to you. Just do it and I'll find out later if if there's a good result. And the good result came back from the people going, Jeff, we're so grateful that you've introduced that Drew bloke. He came in and fixed the problem. This girl he did whatever he did. She resigned. There was no house. We didn't have to sack her. We kept the mother as the manager. So it's just, I guess it sort of underpins the incredible skills that proper quality HR people can add to any business.
Thoroughly agree.
Small, medium, or monstrous.
It's a lot to do with the problem solving and what you see as the issue and how you can pull it apart and just see what's going on.
Yeah.
And in that case, you've got folks that are trying to run a medical practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not their bread and butter. You know, people are kind of their bread and butter, but it's not from that perspective of managing staff and staff that have got some issues and the interpersonal relationship of having your mum be your boss, and they just can't see the wood for the trees. So being able to help them come back, gain perspective.
Yeah, we'll tell you
and you work through the problem. In the end, we didn't have to do anything because she self-selected. When the heat came on,
solves that problem.
And you hold the mirror up and she sees her behaviour, then she steps away.
Yeah. And that's just clever, though, because
it is.
That's the psychology of what you are about, really.
Doing that all the time.
Read the room, understand the issue, years and years of experience. Yeah. So well done. So on behalf of that medical practice, mate, thank you very much.
And thank you for the lead, and I'm glad I helped them. I mean, they seem pretty stoked.
It was a really, really good result.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to bring forward a situation I had 20-odd years ago. Yeah, I know. No,
viewers, take care.
Exactly. There'll be a warning comes across the screen right now. No, actually, I had a situation where I was in middle management. It's probably the best way to describe it. So, the owners of the business had somebody that we had a problem employee. And they had a medical issue, right? And that they hadn't disclosed at the time, actually, when they got the job. So, I mean, it became a very sensitive issue. What do you do? Because it became a dangerous issue. And the owner of the business actually said to me about, his level of understanding and compassion was, he said, just make life hell for her, right, until she finally gives up and quits. And I said, that is no way to deal with this. In a situation like that, and so many dramas came from that, and I chose not to. By the way, I didn't want to actually be that horrible person, but I tried to manipulate the situation so that we could get the best result for everybody. That's not my wheelhouse. No. If I had somebody who could have walked in, and for that matter, the owner of the business, if the owner had actually said, okay, I'm going to employ someone like Drew, I'm going to actually bring an expert in, that problem could have been solved without the dramas, without the hassle, and without putting pressure on all of the other staff. Because it put pressure on the staff under me.
And importantly, though, keeping it legal.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what you describe is, you make life unpleasant for a person until they snap and they leave.
Yep.
It's called a constructive dismissal.
That's what I know.
And it will blow up in your face.
Oh, that's probably okay.
Right?
That's illegal.
Yep.
That's
essentially.
It's an issue.
Yeah, it's an issue. Yeah.
But now you're talking maybe, Aaron, 20 years ago, we weren't having conversations about mental health back then.
No,
we weren't having workers' comp claims about psychological stress.
Yeah.
No.
Imagine you create that, and that becomes a workers' comp claim that sits on the books for the business.
That's right.
Until someone recovers from the trauma that you put them through.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
Gee, that's valuable.
Yeah. And the world has changed so much.
The world's changed. It's much more sensitive to it. But it's such a dark area as well to try and navigate.
Of course it is.
Are you well or unwell? Who says? And
that's right. That's right.
I can tell you've got a broken leg, but I can't tell how your mental health is.
Yeah.
And that is then putting everybody from an employer perspective in a really difficult and awkward position to navigate.
Well, this is when expertise is everything, right?
Yeah. And you don't want it to go that way.
No,
we had that situation with the medical practice. How do we stop this unraveling and turning into a compensation claim where she claims that I've been creating in this environment of stress, can't handle it anymore, I'm putting in a claim?
Yep.
Well, she was the one creating the stress in the business.
But can't they turn it around? Right.
But It's funny when the antagonist suddenly turns around to be the victim.
Yes.
And you really got to manage for that.
I smile uncanny. Because of the fact that it happens so much. It's
so easily.
Yeah, of course it does.
And you would have almost predatory behaviour on employers by certain people because that's how they're wired.
It's a potential. Yeah. It's a potential. Yeah. The world is just allowing us a lot more latitude in that way.
And things will be exploited. We know that.
Everyone has. Employers have been great exploiters. It's a quid pro quo, really.
Very much so. Well, and we've seen also a balance change over the last few years as well, because obviously people were working from home. You've got the issue with people not wanting to wanting to stay at home, and businesses saying, no, sorry, you need to come back to the office.
Now, that's a very good point. Yeah. Can an employee say, no, I'm not coming to the office? I like it at home and I'm staying at home. Can they be forced back to the office?
It's a yes and no, or my favourite answer, it depends.
Oh, I love that.
There's a whole bunch of factors. Okay. I mean, what do you need to be in the office for?
Yeah, okay.
If you're insisting just because it's convenient and you don't trust people, it's not going to be a particularly persuasive argument because your distrust is your problem.
Mm-hmm.
If it's about client interactions, if it's about actually, hands-on impact in the business, you can't do it from home well, then there's a merit to insisting that someone comes in.
So it's not hard and fast for the employer.
It's not hard and fast, and flexibility is written into employment practice. Yeah. All right? You want to be a casual, or you are a casual, you want to be part-time, there's not many grounds an employer can say no. If you want flexibility and there's no real reason for saying no, it's very hard for an employer to stand their ground.
Yeah, and I tell you what, here's an interesting example of the things that certain employers do. One of the fastest growing IT companies in Europe, it's an Austrian business, started off with 40 employees. They've got over 2,000 now. And one of their benefits that they've offered is unlimited paid sick leave. No, not sick leave. Holiday leave. Unlimited holiday leave, right? And you go, oh, really? Like unlimited? Yeah, it's in the agreement, but it's all linked in with KPIs. You got to do this, do this, do this, do this.
They hit the marks.
And the end result is that all these people, all the 2,000 of them, on average, they actually take about 2 weeks more than what they would normally as paid leave, but the production level of the organisation is through the roof.
Yeah,
like it's a really, really great place to work and everyone's happy.
Yeah. The special sauce is not in the leave and access to leave. The special sauce is in the fact that whoever manages them is focused on outcomes.
Yes.
And so few employees are managed by outcomes. They're managed by activity.
Yes.
And if you're managed by activity, you have to look busy all the time.
Yes.
But if you're managed on your outcomes, if I can do that task
in half the time
safely, for all of the other caveats, but I can do that my way and be sitting on my ass for the next, for the next 10 minutes while you're busy beavering away doing it the way you've been told to do it. That's the reward of my initiative.
Oh, look, many years ago, another business I'll bring it up, 100% agree. A friend of mine was working in a panel beating shop. He's a panel beater.
Perfect.
He found the right job, it's the right place for him. But when he was there, that particular one didn't do the old hourly rate, right? They literally did each quote for each job, okay? And they were allowed to take as many hours as quickly or slowly, as long as they did the quality, obviously. Quality assurance is very important. But if they could do it, and the same situation. So if they knocked off, they could actually take the fifth day off, no problem at all, have a 3-day weekend. Or most of them chose, no, I'll just take on another job. And they literally were upping their income. So they were making, because of they've been focused on the outcome and not the hourly rate, these panel beaters, as employers, were making twice as much as they would at other places. They were happy. The owners are happy. Everybody, the production is right up there. It's a win for everybody. Now, I just want you to jump to the screen, if I may, because we've got some questions that have come through your website and also through our Facebook page, mate. So I'll just bring up, if I may. It's always good to be interacting with people. So we've got a question here through your site. With your global HR experience, including time at Pepsi and across emerging markets, what are some universal HR lessons you believe every Aussie business can apply, regardless of its size?
That's an ironic question, really. Because I came back to Australia in 2012,
right?
September. Fortescue had just done a massive layoff, and they'd never done layoffs in their HR and safety training space before. It really screwed their reputation.
Right.
But I was on the street looking for a job, and people would say to me, "What have you done in the last 10 years in Australian employment?" And I said, "I've been overseas for 12.
So not a lot.
I had to hang my own shingle because no one saw the merit in that global experience that was put up there, which I thought ironic because for me, it's the same the world over.
That's right.
People are people. Yeah. They want to understand why they're doing things, why they're being asked to do things a certain way. Mm-hmm. They inherently challenge when they think things are stupid.
Sure.
They expect it, fairness, principled practices of employment.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got to let someone go, no one denies shit happens. But you got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Right. And people, when I came back, said, "Oh, the law changed a lot while you were gone." And it's like, really? Did it?
Did it?
Yeah.
We can fire people whenever we feel like, can we? No.
And also,
we don't have to be safe. No. It's like nothing changed. And that's exactly how it is everywhere I am. Now, you can say labor's more commoditized in other places. If you want to go and work in Dubai and you're a Pakistani, you're going to work and they're going to make you work and they don't give a lot to safety and all the rest of it. But the principles of what would be doing it right are exactly the same principles.
Yeah. And also, that worldwide experience to me, it quite frankly gives you a far better grounding of understanding that the job that you've got to do at a far kind of a wider spectrum, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You
just picture how the world has changed, or this little world, Perth, in the last 20 years.
It's a different place.
The ethnic makeup that we have.
Yeah.
Most of the folks I've worked with, lived with.
That's a great point.
And they're in your workplaces.
So you'll understand the cultures probably better, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I have a lens for that.
Yeah.
That's what I brought back. And if you've just been here working with the Aussie battler and you think everybody's the same, then you're in that little deluded world of...
A little narrow band, aren't you? Yeah. You really are. No, great answer to that. Well, let's have a look at another questions come through our YouTube page. This is a bit where we go, make sure you like and subscribe. Always a good thing to do. On that one, though, what's the one thing leaders often overlook when it comes to managing the full-time employee life cycle, and how can we get it right?
Well, the life cycle is, I always often say that in my... my elevator pitch.
Okay.
From hire to fire or retire.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your life cycle.
Yeah.
And so leaders often forget about the journey and how long people might stay around if they're genuine leaders as opposed to cogs in a system.
Sure.
So if you want someone to stick around, what are they going to stick around for? Money. Respect.
Yeah.
A direction and a purpose, and a quality environment.
That's right.
And if you're not delivering those things, then people aren't going to stick around.
Yeah.
And leadership from that whole life cycle is to be providing that at the right stages for people too.
Yeah. Well, retention,
so they've got growth.
Retention is such a big thing now. Like people
You'd think so.
Well, would you think so? Yeah, you would think so.
Attraction and retention.
It's the biggest beat up.
Yeah.
It is a beat up.
It is. It's the same. McKinsey said there was a war for talent. The big consultancy firm, McKinsey.
Big US job.
Yeah.
They said it over 20 years ago. And I think it's just been the biggest shrubbery to hide behind because there's always been challenges with talent. It's still continuing. So when do we stop calling it a war and just say the market makes demands of employers? It's not as easy as walking down the street and saying, I need people, and they'll come to you in droves.
It's just reality.
It's reality. It's a bit like where we're at with the narrative around cost of living. The cost of living is the cost. We adapt, we overcome and find ways to move forward, or we use it as an excuse to hold us back and explain why we're not achieving what we should be.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And it's the same for leadership. If you're using that lens of well, I just can't find good people. Had a look in the mirror lately? Because it fascinates me. Think of the big end of town. How many CEOs go from one failure to the next failure and get paid tens of millions for the privilege.
Oh, normally ones that have got a lot of government funding, but
no, corporate.
I'm being sarcastic.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if we hire them, we don't even put them through the same rigor as we would the janitor.
That's a great point.
You know, can you run a good set of books?
Yeah.
No, I use accountants. And what happened to your last business when you did that? Oh, it went down the toilet. You're perfect for the job. Can you sweep the floor? Yeah. No, you better show us that you can sweep the floor before we give you a job, and we'll put you on probation.
Yeah, show me the runs on the board.
Show me you can do it. And much more rigor.
Okay. Yeah.
So
what a great perspective of that. That is not something that, well, certainly not for myself, and I think a lot of people would feel the same way. We don't look at we don't run the same standards by each and every person who comes as an employee or part of the management team.
The air gets rarefied as you move up, and
so
it smells like roses.
I know, and they do, and there's a club.
Absolutely.
This is something that'll interest you. I had lunch with a very interesting chap in Melbourne recently, and he was telling me about a certain chairman, which will go unnamed, but he said something that you'll probably keep an eye out for, Jeff, from this conversation is that certain chairmen of these companies are actually groomed by the alpha male CEOs because they've got to be put out front and look good, but don't get in the way. And so a weak chairman is cultivated and groomed by very strong alpha male CEOs, right? All women, doesn't matter. They'll go, yep, you're looking great. You're a great chairman, but that's all you're there for.
Yeah.
You're compliant.
You're a figurehead.
You're a figurehead, but don't you get in my way because I am running this show, right? And so
much of that,
does that surprise you, that statement?
No, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, you just think about, how many rogue CEOs we see just running the show when they're supposed to be reporting to the board.
Yeah.
But it's also, there's a safety net there. So this is for the shareholders. Yeah. So I'm going to be a complete arse to all my staff because it's for the shareholders.
Because it's the benefit of the shareholders.
Yeah. It's like, well, isn't the consumer at the end of the day an important part? Isn't
well, if you don't have a consumer, you don't have a business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The shareholders aren't the be all and end all of a quality business. It's a part of a triumvirate.
Yeah.
Look,
so the triumvirate being shareholders, staff,
and customer.
You did right. Yeah. So that's unless they're all on the same page and interconnected on a common journey.
Yeah.
Then it's not a balanced wheel, is it?
Not at all.
No. Yeah.
Just going to bring up another question that's just come up, gentlemen. So let's have a look. Okay, this has come through our Facebook page. What is the growing impact of automation on people, roles, and the future?
Oh, good one.
Yes.
AI. We were talking about that last week.
Oh, it's changing the world big time and in a hell of a hurry.
Righto, Drew. What's the story? The big AI infiltration.
It's making my job easier.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I use it on a daily basis.
Yeah, okay.
It's a great research tool. It's a great sense check tool, but it doesn't replace the fact that I know the context in which I'm using it.
Sure.
Okay.
When it's used, and I can see it happening, people will say, well, I don't need to call that HR bloke. I'm just going to get AI to write me a contract.
Well, that's hopelessly naive.
It's living dangerously.
And the lawyers will be seeing it and that be just waiting for the car accident down the road.
Yeah.
But that's what's going to happen. That's where it's happening. But there's a lot of jobs, and I was reading, I can't remember who published it. It was only on my feed today. 40 jobs that Microsoft had identified in some survey that were just going to disappear because AI can do it. One of them was like CAD design.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's computer-aided design.
Aided design.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't need to write the code anymore. You just need to ask it a good question.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I had an accountant in my office last night.
Right.
He said, mate, I'm a bit concerned about this because a lot of the work in my business that we we have been happily charging for a long time, is going to be replaced by AI.
Oh, what's H&R Block going to charge you for?
Oh, exactly right.
At the end of the day, when all they're doing is stuffing it into a machine that's doing the return for you, because a simple individual tax return takes no brain power at all.
That's right. That's right. It's all filled in.
The ATO is already using a form, so you just have to get something to feed the data in. Our bank accounts are all on feed. Everything is there. It's only more complicated stuff like business people that are going to really need an accountant, but it's not for doing the return. It's doing the analysis of performance and understanding where efficiency and waste is at. That's where the brain power stays.
This is where the difference between a good accountant and one who's not so great. Like we've talked about this before, about some accountants are just basically, they're there to take down and record historical facts and information. You need somebody who's doing that, obviously, but also someone who's looking at the business holistically, where it can move forward, where the opportunities are, all of that, right? And that's the human element.
I think though that AI is going to allow us a lot more forward-looking insight than we've had in the past. Because if you look at your figures, you're looking in the rearview mirror.
Yes, exactly.
It's all yesterday's news.
Yes.
But then when you start to get AI doing it, and it can start looking at trends and forecasting based on information that's happening both in your business and the environment you're interacting with, which is more than you can process and more than your accountant's likely to have.
Sure.
I think you'll start to see some real advantage.
I don't disagree. So how is this going to affect you? Because, human resources, HR, there's the human bit of that. That's the people you're dealing with. How's it going to affect you and your business?
Retrenchments from AI, will that be a big part of your world, trying to help these people come to realise?
I think reorganisation, but I think anytime someone leaves is an opportunity to reorganise. I think that many employers just are trying to put their finger in the hole to stop the leak, when in actual fact maybe they should be thinking about a different boat. Because when someone leaves, I've got the chance to say, do I need that headcount?
Sure.
Certainly don't need the job description I just dusted off from 5 years ago, because hopefully your world has moved on. So, what would you need in 5 years' time? That's the person you should be hiring for. And so you shouldn't just be replacing what walked out the door. You should be looking at
then you're looking in the past, aren't you?
That's right.
If you're doing that. Whereas if you're forecasting what your requirements are going to need, you're going to know, if you could use AI for this, you could go, what is my business going to need in 5 years' time?
No one's redundant. The tasks someone just left have become redundant. You just found an automated solution.
Yes.
And I think we will use attrition to drive a lot of that. But you'll see, even Microsoft is making people redundant because AI is going to do stuff for them. Customer service can be done. Cold calling can be done.
Well, legal and
call
accounting
center stuff.
A lot of that administrative, those functions, that is loaded. It's a loaded up service. Sure. Legal and accounting service will be replaced. But there's no doubt about it. These guys already know about that.
And anything that takes a brief.
Right.
What do you require? When you're just telling someone your information, it's like, well, that doesn't need me sitting here with my notebook. AI can do that. So any person that's doing that sort of work is instantly, in an awkward spot.
Look, Travis was telling me, Travis Carter from the station, who does a lot of the IT stuff. There's literally a box at the moment that you can buy that sits there, looks like an 80s amplifier that you have in your car.
Very fitting for here.
Yeah, I know. Oh, look, he wants to buy one. I'm not going to argue with him. But this AI thing, that it actually hooks up Wi-Fi through all your speakers and all your things like that. And literally, I could walk up to this and I could go, "This is how ridiculous. Look, can you do the scheduling for the next 2 days for me? These are my requirements." And I just talk to the box, and it's actually going to put it all together. By the way, I also need a cup of coffee. And it's got the coffee machine. It turns it on. That's the world we're living right now. And you look at the acceleration of this. Where are we going to be in, forget 5 years, where are we going to be next year? This is how quickly it's moving. And an HR point of view, this is why I bring it up, because you are at the coalface of this. You really are. You're dealing with people whose jobs are changing, and picking the right person for those jobs. I mean, it must be a challenge.
But in there is the magic for me is you're just picking different people for different things. So we still need the people. I still have a job. Right? Because for all of the reasons we began this conversation around that medical practice, you just can't account for the way people are going to behave.
That's right.
Right? And you'll need help to navigate and to resolve those problems. Hence, I'm the mechanic.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you just said that. Okay, because if I can bring a car into any conversation, I will. Absolutely. Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I used to be a rally driver. Actually, that was my profession. Many years ago, and I can't remember the exact words, but my team manager used to say, basically, we're completely in charge of the mechanical aspects. I understand, this car completely. It's the only thing I can't control is the organic bit between the steering wheel and the seat. Right, me. Yeah. That human element is always going to be there, and how you manage that is the thing. And he managed me psychologically and all of that kind of thing, and physically. And that's good HR. Yeah, he was a team manager, but that's part of the role, right?
Yeah. And he probably didn't fix the car, or maybe he was that kind of skilled kind of guy, but he didn't need to fix the car either. He needed to manage a bunch of blokes that could fix a car.
Spot on. He managed the people who fixed the car. Yeah.
Right. And that's him being a leader.
Yeah.
You don't need him getting in there and saying, you fix that spark plug. Mm-hmm. Or no, just get out of the way. I'll fix the spark plug.
That's right.
It's not leadership.
No, good leadership. Everybody knew their role. Everybody moved straight to it. That's the difference.
It was like you watch any of the F1 stuff.
Oh.
A pit stop.
Yep.
No one's standing there telling them what to do.
That's right.
They can do this in 3 seconds.
Times. Yeah.
I'm still staggered by that turnaround time. Isn't it amazing?
Oh, you know what they're down to? Get this. Four wheels and tyres. Go down to your local Goodyear for this one. 1.8 seconds.
There you go.
1.8 seconds. They can change 4 wheels.
It is extraordinary. Up, boom, gone.
And that is skilled people.
Yes.
Quality leadership.
Yeah.
And an environment that makes them succeed and perform.
100%. Yes. Yeah. Another question through from our Facebook page. And thank you very much for these questions, everybody. And I love the fact that we're getting multiple feeds in, because it's always a good thing. So many different places that this video goes. What attraction strategies would you suggest that an employer use for a quality team?
Horses for courses.
Ooh, okay.
Right. Novated leasing.
Okay.
Could well be.
That could be.
No, your remuneration structure is the first place to start, because what gets people out of bed?
I've got a really good organisation.
A decent wage.
Yeah.
All right. So then, an organisation that's going to pay commodity rates is only going to get commodity labour.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're paying award minimum,
sure,
you're probably not going to get the biggest thinking folks to come into your business.
You need to incentivise people.
What do you want? And when it says quality, I mean, what quality we want. That's why. Do we want the highest quality?
Yeah.
Well, you don't get that for free.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you think about the attributes that they're going to come for. Unlimited annual leave. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
I want
work
people
from home.
Yeah. I want people with initiative. I want people with ambition, right? Yeah. And you don't get that if you just go, that the award says it's X, Y, Z. Here's the award. You've got to give people an incentive to be that person.
But equally, it's what if things go wrong? How are you as a leader going to behave? That's one of the biggest things. It's like, you moron, you idiot. I should have shown you how to do it. In fact, I should have done it for you.
Oh, do people really do that?
Yeah.
Still?
Really?
Still.
Yeah. Okay. There's so many people that are scared to show initiative because if it goes wrong,
they get
it's just not worth.
They get hammered.
The pain.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And that's leadership again.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
now there's mistakes.
Yep.
And then there's stupid. Mm-hmm. I'll come and help you with the stupid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's some stupid you just can't fix.
Absolutely. But
sorry, I didn't say employers out loud, did I?
No, but it's just been picked up on the mic. That's right. Well, there's a guy called Sir Roderick Carnegie. I often mention him.
He's great.
Just chats with you and I. Yeah, and he
friend of yours.
No. He's a bit older than me. That makes him old. But he was very disappointed. Like 5 or 6 or 10 elections ago, that this whole AA thing was never on the political agenda prior to each election. The whole robot replacing humans. There's also a common theme is actually one of the biggest problems with business in Australia is actually the quality of the management is quite scathing.
It's true.
Yeah, and that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If it starts from the top
and
it's
it does.
Brilliant, it's great. But if it's bad, it's not. And it's a bloody issue.
And there's a sort of a space I could instantly see. I wouldn't want to be a Hansard reporter.
Okay.
They're pretty much dead in the water. I wouldn't even want to be a legislation writer.
Mm-hmm.
Because or someone that's there as an aide to a politician looking through 600 pages of text. You're just going to stuff that into a machine and ask it to report back.
Yep.
And then the smarts will come when you interrogate what it reports back.
Yes.
But that mass data crunching, that's not a job for a person anymore.
Not anymore.
You know, the highlighter going through and, you know, earmarking pages and dog, you know.
No, it's done in seconds.
It's literally.
Yeah.
Well, I had something. Well, I've been given Wealth by Design's been given an opportunity to be a global reseller for what they refer to as the Netflix of corporate training.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
And what they mean by that is that it's going to reduce corporate training costs by about 70%.
Yeah,
okay, that's huge.
And so. I've been meaning to send you the details.
Get AI onto that, mate.
you heard it.
What do you remember this?
Jeff, send me the details.
And so I'll be very keen to get your thoughts on it, because they're basically saying so much of the corporate training stuff can be done with avatars. It can be managed by the HR manager inside the business. The training can be done during work hours, but the modules will be sent to someone. Right, this is something you've got to do on cybersecurity.
Okay.
Right? It's come from the HR cybersecurity head office team, and instead of having people come in and talk about it like normal corporate training, we've got the bloody cybersecurity bloke coming in. Oh, Christ! Now it is, you know, some gorgeous avatar Sally,
right? Good old Sally.
Doesn't have to be Sally.
No,
could be Aaron.
Can be Ben, and they can pop up on your screen. Go, oh, that's all right. You know, how you going, Ben? And Ben sort of engages them, and they knock out, 15 minutes, and they've got 5 minutes of questions. Got to get 100% right.
Yep.
Didn't know. Oh, well, you got 80% right. Do it again. Yep. And then it's press, and it goes back to the HR boss of the company. This sort of stuff is clearly happening.
Oh, I did my first aid certificate.
Right.
That's exactly how it was done.
Right.
You got to go and do the practical, where you go and do compressions on a dummy and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But all the theory, it's AI generated videos.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I had that experience, not the AI side of things, but very much the program kind of thing. I actually went and got a truck license, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it'd be handy if I ever need to drive a truck, right? I don't know why I do these things, but I do.
It won't be replaced by AI anytime
It won't be.
soon.
But well, maybe, I don't know.
Here comes the truck.
But I mean, okay. I just thought, well, it might be handy because we may, for Edge, we might have a bus one day and things like that. So I was just trying to future-proof a little bit and have some planning. So all jokes aside on that, but the lessons were all on a computer, and they pull me. You would answer one, then it would take you off in a different direction, and it took me ages I had to do it all before they even let you in the truck. Yeah. And I know a lot of training is done that way now, but it was quite different. It just means that you're very much more prepared rather than you're wasting everybody's time, right? Yeah. And I thought it was actually quite beneficial. Well, let's jump to some questions because we'll tell you right now we're getting a bunch of great questions coming through. So let me
just... Here's the mighty Martine Shepherd.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I bet he watched her on this show.
I will bring Martine's question up in there, but I will ask this one. This is another one that's come through as well from your site, mate, which is great. So it's great. People are watching through all the different YouTube pages. This is through Wealth by Design. Is ageism a real thing?
Oh,
you have the right to remain silent.
I'll give you the really short answer.
Okay.
Hit us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. The mere fact that we're talking about a shortage of talent.
Yep.
And there are people over 60 twiddling their thumbs tells me, we're not tapping into all that's out there.
Yeah.
And that's age. Or because of their age, they demand different things to make work satisfying for them. Like, I don't want to come every day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or I will do these things, but not those things.
Right.
And we're showing an inflexibility to say, no, that doesn't suit me. So you old people are no good to me.
But I find the young ones are the ones who aren't flexible these days.
There's the irony, isn't it?
Yeah.
They demand so much more.
Yeah.
But we let go so much good skill.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Because we have outdated and inflexible models of work.
Yeah.
Right. So I have to call that ageism.
Point. That's a massive takeout today.
Yeah.
That very point, because you're bloody right. I often think about this. Succession planning is a big thing that I've been involved in for years, right? And even if it's like the local podiatrist, that I use,
right,
who is a craftsman. He doesn't use a CAD design to measure your feet and design orthotics.
Okay.
He's a craftsman that deals with casts, plaster casts, right?
Right, old school.
Yeah, old school. And he's the guy to go in Perth.
Right.
Has been for years, especially even in the sporting game, And we'd have a lot to do with tennis, and like this bloke is the guy to go to.
Right.
And I had to chat to him, because he's bloody. I can't walk around without a limp without my orthotics. You didn't know that, did you?
I did not know that, mate.
And so I quizzed him about this. He said, "Yeah." He said, "I think they're retiring." I said, "What about the succession plan? Like who's coming in to learn all your incredible skills?" Because it can't all be just this CAD design system for orthotics. There's got to be a passing down of all. He said, "Well, I've tried it a couple of times. We've had a couple of girls in and from the university, and they got a bit excited and they got involved, and they dropped out. And I've had 2 or 3 goes." But he said, "No." I said, "I'm retiring in 6 months' time, so get your next order in for your orthotics." They're all out of here, and I'm going, "Oh, what a bloody waste!"
And then it's gone and lost.
Yeah. I just hate that.
And that is just all over the place. I just see it. So. Well, it might not have been the point behind the question, but I consider that is ageism, yes.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But, okay, you know what? Where there's a problem, there's also an opportunity. And right now, if you're out there looking to buy a business, there's a lot of people at that age who they actually want to sell their business, and there probably is not going to be a lot of goodwill with it as far as price-wise.
Yeah.
Because of exactly that. There's not someone to take it over. So
there's no runway for it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So grab yourself a bargain, quite frankly. There's a lot of the hard work has been done. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're looking for a business, there's an opportunity there.
But I think in that regard also, to say the podiatrist example, is that's where the science is starting to eliminate the place for the artisans.
I see that.
Yes, the artisans on the way.
And there's a lot of those businesses that were very artisan that are now struggling to find,
of course,
a market.
Yeah,
and that's putting pressure on for that succession.
Yes,
because the kids don't know how to do it.
Yep.
They don't want to do it.
They don't want to do it.
And the clientele,
they're
nearly as old as whoever the artisan is.
Yeah. Drew, you're looking at me as you say it, okay?
Sorry, I'll look at Jeff.
Yeah.
I'll look at the viewers.
There we go. I felt a bit of ageism going on there, but okay. Actually, let's jump back to these questions. And thank you, Terry, for that lovely message. Terry Messenger, of course.
Terry Messenger.
Hey there, legends. Look at that.
Look at that.
Bit of motivation. Thank you so much for that comment. But let's jump back because there is a big pile of questions. And we did see one from Martine as well. Thank you, Martine, for your question. Let's have a look at that. Okay, what industries are you seeing the biggest changes in HR needs?
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
So
right.
We need a result here. We need a result here.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to take that up with her later on.
What?
Oh, she's still there?
No, still there. What did it say? The
my apologies. I'll bring it back up on the screen.
Industries.
What industries are you seeing the biggest changes in HR?
The actual needs for HR.
Yeah, biggest.
I think that you're going to see those industries that are struggling in the AI space are the ones that are going to see the biggest changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because structurally they're going to change, systems are going to change. If you looked at mining, for instance, they've automated a whole lot. You can do it quite remote and all the rest of it. So jobs have changed significantly, but it's quite a stable kind of change.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, where's the radical change? That's probably what I think the question is leading to. And
well, I mean, I'll go look at a particular job. We've got a show here, Come Fly With Me, which is about aviation. Right now, a lot of pilots are looking for different positions. The world is changing. Obviously, drones have become a big thing.
Absolutely.
And I see the employment in that is it's impressive, quite frankly, what's going on there. But in the mining world, where they used to climb into tanks and do these inspections, they don't do that anymore.
No, right.
So what's happened is that you could go, the guys who used to climb into these tanks, very dangerous jobs, to check the cleanliness of them for damage, this, that, and whatever. Now, okay, they're losing their jobs, but they're not. They're upskilling.
Yeah, they're doing different jobs.
Yeah, a lot of them are going on and becoming these drone pilots, and they're doing the job. And guess what? They're making great money. They're also a hell of a lot safer. So, the job's moved on, but
that's a good story there.
You haven't lost the job.
Because and that's that goes back again to the redundancy scenario, isn't it? Is it the job that's not required anymore, but is the person still required to do something different, something at a higher order?
You're saying
that's the opportunity.
You're saying most probably in many cases it's not all gloom and doom.
No. But there will be people that have to change.
Yeah.
I think a plumber.
Yep.
When the dunny gets blocked, AI ain't coming around to fix it.
It's not going to fix it.
So the trades, which are artisan jobs, have been very diminished over many a year. We'll probably see those growing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because even housing demands more builders. We just don't have tradespeople to do it.
That's right. Well, how do you feel about the world of hospitality? Right, there's been so many changes in the world of hospitality. There are robots bringing your dinner to you now.
It's fun, isn't it?
Oh, no, I hate it actually. Only because I'm the guy who wants to start the conversation. Okay, that's me. That's me.
As in you're there to chat up the hostie.
Spot on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm there for. But I'm old school. When I buy my groceries, I go through and I actually talk to the person. That's just me. And guess what? People like me are going to fade out with time, right? Got to be realistic about that. But in hospitality, where that world is changing so much, what are your thoughts on that from an HR perspective?
Well, the trick is still going to be finding the volume of people to serve the clientele, and what people are probably more looking for these days is growth.
Okay,
and hospitality is challenged because it's again commoditized work. It's like very hard to see a career because it's masses of people at the bottom and very few people at the top. So hierarchy and growth is very challenging.
Yep.
And the more that things get sort of automated with your robot or the like, then you're going to have the challenge of increasingly fewer spread of jobs.
Yep.
Or they become quite mundane jobs and there's not a lot of growth. So I think, we'll still need the beds made. We'll still need someone cooking, all of those sorts of things. But do they take you very far? Do they really set you up for a big superannuation when it all
probably
comes
not. But hang on, maybe the difference is this. Maybe this is me being a little over optimistic. But okay, right now we've got this pyramid situation in hospitality where there's a lot of people at the bottom, not many at the top, right? So it is very hard from that big pool of people to make yourself special, exactly right, and to rise up and make more money and get your super and all of that and build your nest egg. Very, very hard in hospitality. But if some of those jobs are being automated, the bottom of that pyramid gets smaller, right? So the pool is smaller, and therefore those who actually want to achieve in that are probably might even be a little bit easier for them to make their way up. I don't know.
Yeah, but it comes from your base skill set.
Yeah, true.
All right, so that will evolve.
Yes.
What's going to get you in the door and be useful has some
I agree.
That determinant.
Now, we have gone way over time, but I do want to address this question because I very much appreciate all these questions that are coming through. This is also through our YouTube page. What attraction strategy would you suggest that an employer...
We went to that one already.
Did I? My apologies there. See, you're on top of that.
That one.
Oh, look at that.
And I said it depends.
It depends.
Yes, you did.
And
that was a well-detailed answer.
Often novated leasing.
So... Look, see, you guys are on top of everything. That is fantastic, guys.
Attraction and retention.
Retention. Well, I can't help. There's so many questions, mate.
No, we've got it. No, we're good.
Clearly, you need AI to replace me right now. Get on top of it. No, look, I really do thank everybody for the great questions today. There have been just an absolute load of them, and very, very appreciated. I think probably the easiest way we can get hold of you would be through your website. I'm quite sure.
Yeah, well, just go direct, all from us. Okay. There's many different roads lead to Rome, but your website is?
It's the usual W's.
Yep.
MyHRPro.com.au. Says what it does. MyHRPro. You don't have anyone in your business. That's what I'm there to do. I'm bringing that professional HR understanding and knowledge.
Yep.
To any business, whether you've got HR folks in there or not, it doesn't matter. I've coached HR people to be stronger at their role.
Sure.
And I filled the gap where HR people don't exist in the business. That's
great.
Yeah, so tremendous.
The thing I'm going to take out of this is I don't have to be scared of HR anymore. It's great.
Well, no, you stay scared.
Oh, stay scared. Okay. And on that bombshell.
Remember,
it's a part of our leverage.
Oh, exactly right. Yeah. And you're a fantastic bloke. And I'll tell you right now, for those who are actually chasing it on with needing this kind of help, talk to you, mate. You bang on because you understand the psychology of it. You understand this to a much greater detailed level than a lot of people in the game. All jokes aside, I have dealt with HR before in different roles, and it can be quite challenging. But when you actually find somebody who really knows what they're doing, just grab hold of them.
Well, I often say that employers will start, a business will start, and the business owner will go and get an accountant.
Yep.
The accountant's going to help them get it all organised. The accountant happens to know a lawyer, so they'll do up a handful of contracts.
Yep.
Well, maybe they won't. And then we start being able to employ people that we know.
Mm-hmm.
We start employing strangers, and we start employing strangers, stuff we didn't anticipate turns up.
Sure.
Never did they get someone in HR to come along and help them at that fundamental stage, yet you went and got the financial help to manage that. You got the insurances to manage that risk, but you don't venture out and get something before it all goes
that is
to
so
hell in a
true.
handbasket.
And it happens at every level. Just before we sign off, just exactly like that. Bloke phoned me up. He said, "Oh, Jeff, can I have a chat? I've just someone recommended you. Yeah, what do you want to talk about?" He said, "Oh, we've got a little mining company and got a few things I want to talk about. You might know some HR people like." So yeah, no worries, I know a few. So had it across the road, and they only had 25 staff, and they're all in Melbourne.
Right.
This bloke set this little mining company up, and he said, it was only bloody a couple of 100 million about 8 months ago, but our market cap this morning 750 million. I said, "What'd you do?" He said, well, we actually found lithium and nickel.
Right.
5 kilometres from the Roburn pub.
Well, so I'm going to go buy shares in the Roburn pub.
No. Anyway, he said, we've got to get the agreements organised. We've got no workplace agreements in, got nothing. And then it was bloody bought for $1 billion, by a well-known local identity.
Sure.
And the rest is history. But the biggest guys in town cannot get this right at the start, because that's exactly what this bloke ran the whole show.
Yeah.
He hired all the top team. He was the company secretary, listed company, rah. And in the end, he went, "Geez, I better get these agreements organised because I've got all these staff in Melbourne. They're doing this, they're doing that." And so it's just a classic, isn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, if you do it when you're only 3 or 4 employees, it'll fit and grow.
Yeah.
If you try and retrofit it to 25, 50 employees, it's an uphill task.
Yeah, because then they've got all their own set
ways. You want to set the rules. You want to,
because they've been all hired from various other companies, and a little bit poached from somewhere.
Yeah. My thought is this: okay, your business is your people. They are fundamentally the most important thing. They are the face of the business. They are the cogs of the business. Your people are the business. Choose them wisely, and if you're not in a position to understand the psychology of it, or the business, the law and the HR rules and this and that, the legislation, get somebody in who knows what they're doing.
Get Drew in.
Get him in.
Who knows how to fix their own car?
I do.
Most folks don't. Most folks.
Most folks. That's the truth. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you so much. We've got so much to talk about.
Yeah,
I should keep going.
Really, really brilliant. We'll get you back for sure if you're in town and you're interested.
Always interesting.
He's not always in town, is he? Okay, fantastic. Hey, thanks for being part of Wealth by Design here on Edge Radio Australia.
We see an expert to check up on our health. We see an expert to check up on our car. Why don't we do the same with our finances? Jump online and book a free personal financial health check with Jeff Bowman from Wealth by Design. Knowledge is power. Follow the link on edgeradioaustralia.com. Design a future for you and your children. Wealth by Design.